Hey, it's Friday. That means it's time to deploy. We are not doing a live stream this time. We're going back to our usual format. Jim is here, although he's in a co-working space, so a bit of a new background. Jim, how's your week?
Yeah, really good. Really nice to see some real Octonauts in person today. So loving that. How's your
Nice.
week?
It was good. I was very busy with video content creation. Back to the drudgery of Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects. So folks who know, but yeah, it's been good. So, anyways, let's get into the news. So we have a bunch of webinars that are coming up. Jim, I don't even know, but we've got a bunch of new webinars that are going to be coming. August is going to be a very busy month for us. So we're going to start things off. I'll start with the middle first, and then we'll make our way around. So later
Middle
on
out.
next week, later on next week, we're going to have the start of a new three-part series called Codefresh 101, where Dan and Laurent are going to be talking about all things CI/CD. Then later on in August, we'll have a follow-up to that called GitOps and Argo. That will feature Dan talking about how to use GitOps in the context of Argo and Codefresh. He's going to cite Canary deployments as an example. And then we'll wrap things up in September around this series with environments and promotions. So Dan and Idan are going to talk about how to utilize environments and promotions in the context of Argo. So that's our our Codefresh 101 series. Now, coming back, our premiere or marquee sort of webinar we're doing is going to be this one, Improving DevX and Deployments with GitHub Copilot and Octopus Deploy. This is going to feature Phil Hollerman, who is the field CTO for GitHub, and Bob Walker, who's also a field CTO, but for Octopus Deploy. And they're going to be demoing the new Octopus extension for GitHub Copilot. So you can check this out. It's on August 14th. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we're really looking forward to that one. That's going to be a great, great webinar for you to attend. Then, underneath, and this is why it's getting a little confusing, we have a bunch of other webinars that are coming. So I told you August was going to be busy. So we have the 101 in August 8th. I'll feature myself kicking the tires of Octopus. Then later on, we have Kubernetes workload reliability best practices. This will be on August 22nd. And then we have this one, which I'll be co-hosting with the members of the Octopus Cloud team. And they're going to be talking about how they utilize Kubernetes to manage, create, maintain Octopus Cloud via Kubernetes. So that's going to be great to see. And that's on August 27th. So lots and lots of webinars. You can check it out at octopus.com/webinars. This is a blog post that was written by Bob. So last week we had Bob and Colin join us for a discussion around CrowdStrike. For some of you who don't know, some computers went down. Approximately 8.5 million computers went down. And this was a result of a faulty configuration file issued by CrowdStrike, which caused a kernel-level driver to fail, which caused a blue screen of death across many, many millions of computers. Anyways, Bob highlighted some of the lessons that were arguably learned, or maybe not learned, by folks in this business around deployments. And so it's kind of a follow-up for the discussion that you, me, Colin, and Bob had last week around this. So if you want to get a sense of the background for this, and then get Bob's take on how to prevent this with future deployments, etc., relative to your industry, you can check out this blog post here, which Bob has lovely articulated there. So that's available up at octopus.com/blog.
Awesome.
We have another release of software. This is kind of a minor update, but our Kubernetes agent is now GA. So yeah, that's awesome. So this shipped a few weeks ago, at least, probably a couple of months ago now that I think about it. The Kubernetes agent is something that you install on your cluster, and it allows you to basically have full communication with that cluster with Octopus. And so it enables an integration story with Kubernetes and Octopus talking together. And so the agent itself has now been made or marked as generally available or GA. Before it was a early access preview or EAP. And so now we're really happy that this is available. We've had lots of customers use this very successfully. We've had a lot of feedback, and we made some changes to it recently to better support things like high availability, or HA as we like to call. Tenant support, always a critical one. And then custom server certificates and image pull secrets. So these are some of the additions that we made to the GA release. but you can now use it with confidence, knowing that's fully supported. And we've also got some things that we'll love to talk to you about if you have any interest around Kubernetes deployments via Octopus. So that's the new Kubernetes agent. So there you go.
Yeah, exciting stuff, that one.
What's that?
People are really loving that one.
That's good. Yeah, it's awesome. It's just the first of many things we're going to do around this, I think. So that's good to see. It's a blog post by Costas, GitHub secrets with Argo CD, Hashicorp Vault, and the external secret operator. This is a very, very lengthy blog post. You can tell by the size of the scroll bar here on the right-hand side. Basically, Costas is providing some technical guidance around how to prevent you from using secrets in your GitHub, your Git-based repositories when doing GitOps. And he's showing that via something like Hashicorp Vault, which is a secret provider or secure credential provider. So Hashicorp Vault is something that we integrate with Octopus Deploy, something that you can utilize in the context of GitOps as well. But if you're looking for a deep dive into what this does and how you would go about it, Costas has provided a very thorough and technical blog post there. It's always like page down, page down, page down, page down. You know you're going to get a lot of like page downs when you have YAML embedded. Like it's just a given, right? It's going to take a full screen. So there you go. So, yeah.
YAML ruins blog posts too.
It does. Any code ruins blog posts, and it's always hard to it gets too lengthy and all that. And yeah, it just if you're looking for word, if you're trying to target like word limits and stuff, YAML will help. So use a code snippet. So I mentioned the 101 series. This is the registration page for it. You can check it out there. The dates are listed, etc. We have some upcoming events as well. So Bob's going to be at this event. This is the ContainerDays event. So Bob will be there amongst others, talking about navigating the seas of transformation, migrating from EC2 to Kubernetes. So check that out if you happen to be at that event. We also have Paul, who's going to be joining Rohit for the Something Tech podcast, the Startup Playbook podcast live. You can find out this by taking a look for the Startup Playbook podcast. And Paul will be hosting that one with Paul. Paul's going to be talking, obviously, about the story around Octopus Deploy. And so great to see him kind of telling that story again and again. If you haven't heard the story, it's a great story. Long road, but, credit to Sonia and Paul for their diligence around starting the company. We also have a new blog post, a LinkedIn post, talking about our pets at Octopus. So I like this one. This is a first foray into this. We have lots of dogs and cats. We also have donkeys. So what I mean by that is lots of folks have pets that include donkeys and cows and cats and dogs and stuff. And so this is a new series we've started called Meet the Octo-Pets. And so this is Fergus. Fergus reports to Ella. She's on my team in marketing. So this is Fergus. Very, very cute. And Fergus' job is ball, and he's very good at ball. So there you go. This is Luna. Luna reports to Liam. And Luna is enjoying the cooler Queensland weather that we're having here. So we're currently in winter down in the Southern Hemisphere. And then finally, this is Butter. Butter reports to Claudia, and takes the role of mascot manager very seriously. So there you go. Those are the Octo-Pets. So yeah, I love this series.
And we all know the most famous Octo-Pet is Bron, who's not with us today. My dog.
yes. There's also Pumpkin, but she's too scatterbrained. She if I brought her in here, I'd have to lift her up, and then after a couple of seconds, she would want to get out of my grasp. So there you go. Those are our MVPs, most valuable pets. We also have some new hires. Pets come first. I'm kidding, of course. But these are some of the newest hires we have at Octopus. So welcome to Mandy, Michael, Iris, Nicholas, Kyle, Craig, Purva, and Charlene, and then Sigan, and this could be you, maybe you. So we have a bunch of job openings. You can check them out at octopus.com/careers. We're trying to promote this, obviously, as we go forward. We also have a upcoming event in Sydney, KCD, the Kubernetes Community Days. Will be sponsoring that. And then as part of this, we're going to be hosting a series of live GitOps certification workshops. So you'll find us listed off of our LinkedIn page. So if you go here, you can register your interest for a live GitOps certification workshop. If you're at all interested in GitOps, you want to get a certification out of this, you can attend this event. We'll be doing these in Sydney, Melbourne, Wellington, and Auckland. So if you happen to be in the Southern Hemisphere, congratulations. So this doesn't happen often where the Southern Hemisphere or Australia and New Zealand get ahead of the US, but this is one of those rare instances. So if you happen to be in one of those places, you can go ahead and register and attend one of these workshops. I would imagine at some point in the future we might host these somewhere else, but these are going to be occurring in September, and so keep an eye on this page. We have some certifications that we'll issue through Credly, which is our certification provider, and you can take one of these two that we have available. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. And that will be part of KCD, or the Kubernetes Community Days Australia. This is in Sydney in September. Awesome stuff. And then finally, wrapping things up, we have the Codefresh Chronicles. This is a unlisted but soon to be public video from Laurent talking about simplification relative to the Codefresh dialogue in the right-hand side here. And so these chronicles are basically very simple sort of videos, 2-minute videos, 3-minute videos that kind of showcase a feature of Codefresh, which is awesome. And so you can check that out there up on YouTube, which is great to see. And that is the week that was. So we're back to our normal regularly scheduled program, unless, of course, we have another incident like we had last week we might have to talk about. Any final words you want to wrap up there with? Yeah, fingers crossed. Any final words?
No, nothing from me. Just, knock on wood, knock on everything. We don't want all that to happen.
Yes, may your deployments always go safe and happy. So, okay, so anyways,
make them rolling.
Until next week. That's right. Until next week, happy deployments, everyone. We'll see you next time.